And let's talk about Miss Hunter Schafer, who doesn't want to be called a trans activist. And one of the things is I will say that I agree with her on this because I feel like there is this thing that not just with her as a trans woman, but also queer people in general. I feel like when you're a part of a marginalized community, but we're gonna stick with the queer community in general. I don't want to bring other nationalities and ethnicities and things into this. Let's just stick with the homosexuals, the transgenders, and all of the in betweens. There always seems to be this thing when you're an openly queer actor or you're an openly trans actor that all of a sudden you have to become an activist. And that's basically a hybrid where you're an actor and an activist, which we've seen people like Billy Porter try to take on. We've seen Angelica Ross take that on. We've seen Laverne Cox come out and say some things politically, even though, I mean, we've seen T.S. Madison, who does act, so she is considered an actress. She has a SAG card, so she's an actress. And she comes out and talks political stuff too. And there always seems to be this thing that you have to come out and speak out on things when you're in the community or when you're in a marginalized community. You got a windmill for the community, and because you don't, when there's very few, you got to carry everything, all the weight on your back. So Cuckoo star Hunter Schafer has spoken again about her disdain at being called a transgender activist after previously revealing that she has turned down a lot of trans roles. Despite rising to fame as trans teen Jules Vaughn in controversial teen drama Euphoria, the actress remains keen to distance herself from the trans label. Speaking to Rolling Stone magazine recently, Schafer said, "I just happen to be a person who's part of a marginalized community in the public eye, and people love to call me an activist." She says, "No, I'm just a tranny who's famous." Those are her words, not mine. Schafer has spoken for some time about her dislike for transgender being used as a prefix to describe her. In April, the actress said she finds it demeaning to be labeled a trans actress because she's like, no, I'm an actress. And I think that's why a lot of people get mad when marginalized people do that. It's sort of like when, who was it? There was a black actor. Damn, who was it that said that? That was like, I don't want to be considered a black actor. I'm an actor. And people got mad. It was Idris Elba. That's what it was. I knew it was gonna come to me. I was thinking, I was like, black, bald. Well, he's not really bald. He got like a tight little fade. But he was saying that. I'm just like, okay, I'm an actor, but I happen to be black because I don't want to be just marginalized and only put down into this one thing. And to me, I feel like Hunter has become that girl that has been able to transcend beyond being a trans actor. There are a lot of actors out here who was like, yeah, I played trans, whatever. And I think T.S. Madison even mentioned, she said, there's a couple of movies I've done where, I played trans, but I've also played, just a woman, or it's not mentioned. And I haven't seen Cuckoo yet, so I'm not sure if she's playing a trans teenager or she's just playing, her character. But there always seems to be this thing when, as an actor, and you're a marginalized part of a marginalized community, they only want to lump you into this small little box. So I totally get where she's coming from with this. She says, however, she did admit to feeling guilt and not wanting to be a spokesperson for the community. She says, I know I'm one of the most famous trans people in media right now and feel a sense of responsibility and maybe a little bit of guilt for not being more of a spokesperson. But ultimately, I believe that not making it a centerpiece to what I'm doing will allow me to get further. Although she may be reluctant to be a spokesperson, Schafer rose to prominence in the U.S. in 2016 after she was named as the youngest complainant in a lawsuit against a North Carolina bill that prevented trans people from using the toilets that matched their gender identity. Since her Euphoria role, Schafer has played a number of cisgender characters, including Tigris Snow in Hunger Games: Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, and Gretchen, a Scream Queen. Okay, so she is not playing a trans character. Because I was like, is she? Because I haven't seen Cuckoo yet, but I do want to see the movie because I've heard great things. So she's playing Gretchen, a Scream Queen in Tillman Singer's new psychological horror film, Cuckoo. So I feel like in this case, I do agree with her on this. Like I said before, nobody wants to sit up out here and be a spokesperson and be like, well, yeah, I understand like I'm the most successful person to come out in that way. It's not like I'm denying who I am, but I don't want this to be all of who I am. Yes, I'm an actress who happens to be trans. Yes, once upon a time I was a boy and now I'm not anymore. If I was a boy, it's like I'm not a boy no more. I'm a woman. And I don't want y'all to have to try to lump me in this whole situation, making me like, well, I now have to speak out. So what do you think of this whole situation with this? And I got to be the spokesperson for every damn thing. But I do feel like once people respect me at a place, maybe, down the road, I hope that down the road, when she gets to a place where she is respected as just an actress or whatever, and y'all see her beyond the whole situation because now she is in a place where she has that privilege and that wherewithal. It's like when you have a lot of power in Hollywood and you've been in a position where you don't have to, when you're beyond that, then you can come out and windmill for the community. So I hope she's not going to try to ignore the whole trans thing completely because it is a part of who you are. Um, I do feel like when it's warranted, speak out on it. I don't feel like you need to speak out on everything because it's like, yeah, I'm not going to sit out here and be like this political activist. But when it comes to certain situations, I'll speak out on it when need be. So I say all this to say, what do y'all think of this story regarding Hunter Schafer and her saying what she said in this whole situation? Like, do you feel like it is the responsibility of someone who is an actor from a marginalized community, whether you're a queer person, a Black person, Latina, Muslim, whatever the case is, do you feel that there's an obligation for actors to always have to speak out on things politically when all you want to do is make your way into Hollywood and make movies and be an actor and be taken seriously beyond, you want people in Hollywood to see you beyond your transness. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below.